Feels good to be a winner, doesn't it? Oh, typical Nintendo fanboy thinks Nintendo won ass. Sorry, they did. But don't worry, we'll get everybody hopefully at least a little bit annoyed during this video. I'll start with Microsoft and Sony. Microsoft, simple enough. They came to sell Xbox One X's, and I don't think they succeeded. Sony, while I actually liked their conference, they actually had probably my game of the show, Monster Hunter World, I think they disappointed a lot of people. I've been trying to prepare you guys, the Sony people. Been repeating it online. Get ready to see more of the same. Don't know why people were expecting mega announcements when we haven't heard a peep on the last slew of them. This is why I keep saying I like Nintendo's style, focusing on the near future. You reap what you sow here, guys. At Sony, we saw mostly the same games that we saw last year, and they're not coming until next year. It's hard to get hype around that. Yes, I think Nintendo and simplicity won the day. Oh, it's going to be only 25 minutes long, but it was a pretty damn good 25 minutes, wasn't it? I said I will be happy if we see more on games we already know about with one or two big announcements, and I think they went beyond that. They opened with this new ad, which is pretty much the standard Switch ad nowadays. How obnoxious basically can we get with the whole take the games on the go deal? And people are perhaps 10 times more into these games than they need to be. It featured games like ARMS and Splatoon. I get it. They needed to do it. Was over and done quickly enough. Then bam! Kirby! Finally! Kirby games have been killing it on the 3DS. Tons of great releases. And last gen, on console, for the Wii U, we got Rainbow Curse. Felt like a tablet game you'd play on your iPad. Now, we're getting a core Kirby game with multiplayer on the Switch. I'm down. And in a similar vein, Yoshi's Back. I felt like Woolly World was one of the more underrated games on the Wii U, kind of flew under the radar, but it was awesome in my opinion. I'm ready for some more Yoshi, and glad it's actually a new title, not a port of Woolly World. A problem I was worried about with this presentation would be that it would be Port City, but thankfully not at all. And I don't know, was there any other big reveals? Big news stories? I can't remember. Oh yeah, how about some fucking Metroid? Oh, John, nobody cares about Metroid anymore. It's practically a dead franchise. Have you been following the reaction to what was essentially just a logo? The fact that Metroid lives was enough to win the show, in my opinion. And while we didn't see anything, at least for Prime 4, we did see some Metroid gameplay though, the fact that Prime 4 is coming is enough for me. But could they perhaps do more with less even? Oh yeah. Q Ishihara just chilling at his desk. Hey, wanted to remind you about that port I trolled you with last week. Oh yeah, and just want to throw in real quick, it may be more than a year away, but we got a core Pokemon RPG title on the way for the Switch. Okay, see ya, bye. Wait, what? Ishihara, right there, in his plain white shirt, sold more systems than any of these big-time presenters did this E3. If there is one thing that in this industry I will always bet money on, it's that Pokemon is a system seller. I'm assuming, more so hoping, with him saying that it's more than a year away, could mean they're shooting for holiday 2018. That would be more than a year from right now. I can't even dream up a better game to push sales during the holiday. And yes, I'll admit 2018 was a theme for a lot of the big releases, but like I said, we still got information on the stuff we know about that's coming soon. ARMS, Splatoon, Xenoblade 2, saw more gameplay. They're still saying holiday 2017. Guess it's going to make it. Fire Emblem Warriors set for the fall, and of course, Mario Odyssey, this year's mega title, is set for October. It's coming sooner than I thought it was. I thought it was going to be November. Yep, all of those games are still on the way for this year. And, come here, a little bit closer. They're all exclusive. Oh, Nintendo, where are the games? There's no games. There they are. What are they going up against as far as exclusives on, say, what, the PS4, Horizon Zero Dawn and Uncharted 4 DLC? Damn, you're right. How could they compete? How could they ever compete with that? DLC. And it wouldn't be a John Zaccari video if I didn't taunt Nintendo fanboys at least a little bit as well. Gotta try to get everyone against me. That's what I do. So with all this fanboy, you can call it, praise for Nintendo, do you think Think we can tick off some Nintendo fanboys? I think we can do it. Let's try. Probably my favorite aspect of the whole presentation, no Nintendo 3DS. Yeah! Come at me, boys. No, but seriously, I'm just glad the Switch is being positioned as the centerpiece rather than the stepchild the Wii U felt like. And maybe we can agree here, 3DS fans, wasn't this the perfect way to handle Metroid's big return? Prime 4 is coming to the Switch, but we also get a classic side-scroller coming to the 3DS. Yes, the legends were true. Not one, 2 Metroid games at E3, and none of that Federation farce type crap. Real Metroid. Oh yeah, for those of you who tuned out right after the spotlight, you need to keep up with the Treehouse Live stuff if you really want to see everything Nintendo is showing. And maybe you think that I felt Pokemon was the most important game for Nintendo at this show, or maybe Metroid, as I've been saying that is my most anticipated game for the Switch, even though it wasn't a sure thing that it would ever come. But no, it may surprise you that I felt Mario plus Rabbids Battle Kingdom was the most important title we saw at this show. And let me explain. For one, who let this actually look like a good game? I mean, raise your hand if when this thing was leaked you expected some throwaway party game. I'm assuming right now you're all raising your hand. This actually looks sweet. When Miyamoto said on Ubisoft stage that he wanted them to do something totally different, they sure as hell did. A Mario Tactics game? I never saw that coming, and it looks like a lot of fun. But why is this so important? Well, this is a third-party dev working on a Switch-only game that looks like they're actually putting a ton of passion and effort into. If this game turns out to meet that Nintendo level of quality and performs well sales-wise, it does 2 things. It shows third-party devs that the Switch is worth making games for, and it also potentially causes Nintendo to open their IPs up more to other developers. I mean, what a way to get around the whole, oh, Nintendo gamers, they just buy Nintendo games on Nintendo consoles. Well, then have third-party devs make Nintendo games. A win-win. So yeah, this is a game I will be watching extremely closely and will be definitely picking it up. And yeah, it's coming in August, another 2017 title, exclusive. So yeah, I think Nintendo killed it. They did exactly what they needed to do. No pun intended, their presentation was direct and to the point. The Switch already has massive hype, with stock still selling out the instant it becomes available. And Nintendo confirmed here that more great games are on the way through the holidays, with what some may consider bigger titles planned beyond that. This presentation quelled my concerns of the hype for the Switch starting to peter out soon. With us knowing a title like Pokemon is on at least the near horizon, I don't think Nintendo is going to have a problem continuing to move those Switches. And that's the point of E3, right? Build and maintain hype. And with that, this video is a wrap. Of course, let me know your thoughts on Nintendo's E3 showing and the rest of the show for that matter in the comments. As always, I'm John Zaccari, and thanks for watching.